Welcome, welcome. This is Barb Pask. I'm an artist from Ohio. Let me tell you the progression of what we've got going here. If you haven't, I have one previous video on this painting. This is a 12 by 24 canvas, a deep canvas that I bought just for this purpose. I have lined up 4 pairs of shoes over here to paint. I toned the canvas in red, and some of that will probably peek through the finished painting, and actually that may give it a bit of a think of the word, a little bit more uniform. Like I see some of the red even in this first pair of shoes, even though I'm not sure, you know, as I'm moving along I will be going back and redeveloping and tweaking things. And this is what I consider the blocking stage. I blocked those in, and then I moved to the black pair, and now we're going to the next pair, which are, I think, like a snake skin. So too early to judge anything. I just did a wash on the back, and in my setup there's nothing in the foreground, just fabric that drops down. And I asked for suggestions and of some things I might put in there, because I had an idea maybe to lay a few things in here instead of doing the fabric. I thought about, you know, jewelry or keys or makeup, you know, compact lipstick. A couple people did make suggestions. They both said pearls, which I do kind of like that, and I do have some pearls. One mentioned like a small purse, maybe a multicolored purse. I did used to have a couple antique purses that belonged to my mother that I let go. The old beaded ones, you know, they were beautiful, like probably from the 40s. So I haven't, you know, that's way ahead of me. For now, I'm just going across, I'm blocking them in, you know, then we'll block in the background and foreground, and then we'll come back probably and redevelop the shoes. So anyway, today we're moving on to pair number 3. And we'll see how that goes. I have mixed up a variety. Let me show them to you again. These shoes, I think they're considered like a snake skin. So I've mixed a variety. I started with transparent red oxide and made some mixtures with that. So we'll just start blocking things in. I sketched this out initially with charcoal, which I do sometimes. I don't do anything the same. I try to change things up. And I even adjust my drawing as I go. I mean, I may find the drawing isn't exactly right too. This is just something I had in mind to paint for a while, the shoes. You know, and I could mass in the whole shoe in one color and come back and introduce, you know, some varieties of colors, but we'll just do it like I usually do, and I usually just kind of piece it in. I lay them in there like puzzle pieces, and I think that's what we'll do. And I don't care if they really look like snake skin. I just want them to look patterned. So I hope everyone is well. This stupid virus just seems to be getting worse all the time. The numbers just keep going up where we are. Our governor, I'm in Ohio, he talked like we would give it a week and we may start closing some things down again, and the mask are supposed to, you know, have to wear the mask, and they're going to try to start enforcing that some. I don't know. I don't know about you, but I go out some, and I still see people without mask. Not a lot. Most of them have them on, but I don't know why they do that. I think if you go out without one, you're gonna have a conflict. You sometimes wonder if that's what people want when they do that. This is catching some nice light here. And Thanksgiving's almost here. What a crazy year, huh? We all took our normal life for granted, didn't we? Well, who knew, right? If you haven't watched me paint before, I consider myself an impressionist. So I'm never trying to be real tight and picky. I'm always trying to get an impression of the object, and there's some highlights on these, which is nice. Yeah, I doubt these will end up reading like snakeskin shoes. They probably just will look multicolored. And I mixed up a little pile of orange I keep working into, and you could drive yourself crazy trying to do this pattern exactly like it is, and we know I won't be doing that. All these shoes are not the same size either. I don't know if that was a problem. These are smaller, literally smaller. Nice and sunny here today. I just love the sunshine. Even in the winter, you know, when it's cold out, if the sun's out, it just feels so much better. It can get depressing, as you know, if we don't see it for a long, long time. Inside that shoe is really, there's some really bright highlights inside that shoe, this shoe. I'm getting close to 500. I'm up to about 475 on subscribers. When we get to 500, then I'm going to, it'll take a little while, but I'm going to announce a giveaway and start letting people, start trying to get people in for that. So we'll be giving away another painting. So thank you if you haven't subscribed, and if you haven't, if you haven't, please consider doing so, and then you'll be in for my giveaway. Probably be a 5x7 painting again. May give the winner a choice between a few different ones. We'll see. I do have some paintings. Hope you can see okay. I might need to move it to the other side when we get over here. I use a limited palette, and these are water mixable oils. I mention that every time for the people that are new to my channel. They are oils and they're water cleanup, so they're less toxic. And I work with a limited palette, warm and cool of each primary. And I do have Indian yellow and transparent red oxide on here too. Sorry I say the same thing so often. I just want anybody that's new to fill them into what's going on. I've painted live a few times on TikTok. It's a different experience. People are on there live chatting with you, and they come and go very quickly. When I paint during the day like this, I've got a window over to this side too, so I am getting some light from that window too. And I could shut the shade. I'm looking where this is in relation to this and where the toe is in relation to this shoe to see if I've got the length of these about right. I can follow this line. Can you see what I'm doing? Around this shoe and out to this shoe and kind of judge the length, which looks pretty good. This one, actually I feel like this could be up a little higher, which is maybe not a bad thing to do because then the shoe would be a little bigger. So let's bring it up a little bit. And then, because this one's set back further, we need to bring that up too. It's about to there. Like I said, I sketched them in pretty quick with charcoal, and I don't usually do a whole lot of a sketch. I adjust as I paint. And when we do the background, you know, we'll get to readjust the shapes of these too. So let's mix up a nice orange, just Cad Red Light and Cad Yellow Medium. And I'm going to put a little bit of white in it to lighten it a little more. I might need a smaller brush even. I try to stay with a pretty good sized brush most of the time so I don't get too picky and too tight. And we could even do a little palette knife here and there if we want a little fine line. Like right there, it's really glowing. Yeah, still not getting it. I'm going to lighten that up. Some bright highlights inside the shoes. Best way to paint is if you had natural north light, which I don't, or just one light source, which that's difficult too because I've got a spotlight on my setup, I've got a light overhead, so, and a bit of a window light too to contend with, so I've got all that. That's catching a lot of nice light up there. Can't say that I ever painted snakeskin. And these probably aren't going to feel like snakeskin because there's all those little, you know what a snake looks like, and there's all those little teeny tiny lines in here, and I don't know if I care about all that. When I did the last painting, I put a little bit of phthalo blue on here, if you remember, and that's what that is there. And this little highlight here is not very bright, but I think I'm going to put some phthalo in it. Just a much more attractive color. This one's very light. And I'll be adjusting the shape of these straps when we paint in the background. And if you look, you can see there's red peeking through here and there. And that might be the thing that kind of pulls everything together at the end, you know, just the fact that you see the red. bright light there. Like I said, I don't know that I would care about all that those little tiny lines, but I'll have to look at it and decide. Like I say, usually I block everything in, and then then that's when I begin taking a really serious look at everything, deciding where I need to adjust stuff. And I haven't given any thought to the fact that, you know, there is some lettering inside these shoes, whether I want it or not. You can see a little bit in here and here. All right, how do those feel? I'm looking where this is in relation to this. This is pretty good now. And if that is back that much further, then that toe probably is not out far enough, is it? Let's look where this is in relation to this too. Adjust, right? Yeah, hopefully I don't bore you with this. I'm just planning on taking my time, and, you know, we'll keep knocking out a pair and then eventually get there, right? That feels better. So because I brought the toe of that forward, I feel like the highlight needs to be moved forward a little bit too. Looking to make sure I didn't miss any of our highlights. All right, about a half an hour again. That's about what we spent on the first pair. I mean the second pair that I actually didn't film the first pair. No particular reason. And I realize these straps are not perfect, and I don't know if I want them perfect. I'll make that decision later. Okay. We'll get up and show you. Let me just look one more time here before I call it quits. That looks a little bit darker back in there. Back in there. You can see a lot of the red through there and the red through there, and in here too. So that may be again the thing that makes that pulls it all together. Makes it more, what is the word I'm searching for? Uniform. All right, let me show you what I've done. This is the pair we worked on today. That's last time. And I realize this strap looks kind of thick, and we'll clean that up when we paint the background in. And that's the first pair. The only thing I did today on them was take some of the phthalo and hit that, because, let me see if I can bring it down a little bit. That's that highlight, and it is really rich and blue. And that's our pair from today. And again, there's obviously snakeskin, but I don't know that I want to get all that picky with all that detail. So the next pair will be the blue pair on the end. And I'm going to give it more thought about what to do in the foreground. Kick out suggestions if you have them. Again, I appreciate the people that have. I do like the idea probably of a strand of pearls, and I may do that. Could lead your eye into wherever I want. You know, look like you just laid them down there loose. And but I thought about keys and perfume bottles, and different things came to mind. I don't know. I'm thinking right now I'll probably do something, because I feel like maybe we need something in the foreground. All right, thanks for joining me again. Watch for pair number 4. You have a good day.